Please listen to me, Warren. This is a story that's been going on for longer than us, since colonisation, because it certainly wasn't our philosophy. It wasn't our way. In those times, those ancient times, and truthfully not so distant times, we loved our children. We nurtured our babies. We protected them. They were the future. We were the future. They were precious. We were precious. They were a taonga. We are a taonga. So where did we go wrong? When did it become right to hate us, to abuse us, to cast us aside? When did it become right to disavow us? I'll tell you when. Never. It is never right to crush a child's dreams. It is never right to deny them their standing, their hope, their identity, their whakapapa, their belonging. You ask me who I am, where I am from? I know this face. I know him from somewhere. Yes, this face and the face of all the others you see on the street. The lost, the homeless, the ones with no tūranga waiwai, no place to stand, illegitimate, no proof to their whakapapa. White was my childhood, and so I will not look like you. I will not sound like you. I do not think like you. But I certainly feel like you, love like you, and I feel lost like you. I grew up around a table so full, so loved, loving chaos across its surface, connections, friendships, becoming family. And I don't regret this family, this life. My step-parents gave me a name. My school, my job, society gives me a name, labels. But what do you see? For some reason, our people have all turned their backs alike on these parentless ones. And you ask me to define who I am. Ko wai o. How would I know? You ask me to define who I am. Ko wai o. Well, how would I know? All that I know is that I'm the face of Aotearoa. You ask me who I am. You should know. You sent me away. When you turned your back on me in the street, when you saw me hanging out with my mates, when I failed in school, when I spilt the milk and you berated me, and you turned your back and you sent me away. Is that why you sent me away? Because you don't like what you saw? Because I was too painful for your gaze? Surely you should recognize me more than anyone else. When you see me, you see a mirror, and you see aspects of yourself. I'm the face of yesterday, of a people with no mana, with no land, no power. Māori and Pākehā alike, robbed together, a reflection of those who lost all they held within themselves. For one lost as the other took, and what was lost was taken out of themselves. When all else is gone, he hata mea nui o tēnei ao. He tangata, he tangata, he tangata. And if people are the most important thing in this world, then God have mercy on this land. If Aotearoa is my tūranga waiwai, then I must be my maunga. This is not pride, this is necessity. I must have some place to stand, to lay my head, some place to call my own. So where did we go wrong? When did it become right to hate us, to abuse us, to cast us aside? When did it become right to disavow us? It is never right to crush a child's dreams. It is never right to deny them their standing, their hope, their identity, their whakapapa, their belonging. I cry for my children who were ripped from their beds to answer a lie. For 2 long years to answer a lie. I cry for the children who must be ripped from their beds because there is no lie. In not so ancient times we loved our children. We nurtured our babies, we protected them. They were the future. We were the future. They were precious. We were precious. They were a taonga. We are a taonga. It's an ancient karakia. Blessing, prayer, invocation, supplication, desperation. Protect these paths. Protect these sacred feet. These tiny feet. that they may never stray. And so we create our own tribes, our own iwi, our own places of belonging, our own river to nourish, to nurture, to guide us on, to find meaning in a world too often meaningless. I acknowledge my past, my lessons learned. I acknowledge my pain. I will allow myself to learn from those, but I will not allow myself to be those things. My past is a part of me, but my past is not me. Maybe all these unknowns, these forgotten, conveniently unheard, maybe they remind you too much of a system that's broken, failing, remind you of injustices heaped upon you, and on your parents, and your aunties, and nannies, and korors. Maybe you feel so disempowered that you have to turn your back on us, your fear bursting into tears. You fear a well of ancient pain, keening, rising, unbidden, unstoppable, ancient tangi, ancient grief, handed down over generations, not yet healed. And with your pain, you don't think that you can stand to feel another pain, another loss, another heartbreak. Not when the land is already broken, not when the blood of our tupuna still lies unanswered at our feet. If you don't risk, if you don't reach, even just touch the hand of this child spurned, then you condemn us to repeat this stage, this act, this whakapapa again. In condemning, our language, our heart and our soul dies a little more every day. So it all comes back to you. What will you do in not so ancient times we loved our children? Who am I? I'm your voice, your face, your future. So you ask me, ko wai au? I ask you, ko wai koe?